Okay, let's dive into this. We're not really talking about fashion today. We're talking about function. There's this secret world of technology that's literally woven into the clothes you're probably wearing right now. And we're going to pull back the curtain on this hidden science of high-tech textiles.
Oh, you know this feeling, right? That moment in May when your shirt feels less like a shirt and more like a wet towel. Or when you get caught in a sudden downpour and you're just soaked in seconds. Yeah, these are those classic battles we fight against the Indian climate. But what if I told you your clothes could actually fight back?
Well, the solution is something called performance finishes. Honestly, the best way to think about them is like a software update, but for your clothes. These are seriously advanced treatments that take a regular, ordinary piece of fabric and totally transform it into a smart material, one that's engineered to tackle stuff like sweat, rain, and a whole lot more.
So, let's kick things off with the challenges that are, right outside our front door. We're going to look at how textile science is helping us deal with India's very distinct and, let's be honest, often demanding weather patterns.
All right, first up, the heat. We all know that relentless humidity that just makes you feel damp and sticky all day long. The real enemy here, it's not the heat itself, but the sweat that just clings to your skin. And the brilliant scientific solution to that is a process called moisture wicking.
So here's how this genius idea works, and it's way more than just soaking up sweat. First, the fabric uses something called capillary action to literally pull sweat right off your skin. Then, and this is the cool part, it acts like a superhighway, moving that moisture to the outside of the fabric. And for the final trick, it spreads the moisture out over a huge surface area so it can evaporate in a flash. The result? You actually stay dry and cool, even in the middle of a brutal heat wave.
Okay, so we've handled the sweat, but what happens when the water is coming from the outside? During the monsoon, we all grab a raincoat. But here's a simple question that tells you a lot. Are they all created equal? And the answer to that is a big, definite no.
This is such a critical difference, especially when you're out shopping for a new jacket. See, water-repellent fabric makes water beat up and just roll off. It's perfect for a light drizzle. But in a serious downpour, that repellent finish is going to get overwhelmed. For that, you need something that's truly waterproof, something that creates a complete barrier. Seriously, knowing this difference can save you from a very, very soggy commute.
And right here, this is the holy grail of rainwear. Because a fabric that's just waterproof is kind of like wearing a plastic bag. Sure, the rain stays out, but all your own sweat gets trapped inside, leaving you feeling sticky and gross. The real magic is creating a material with pores that are tiny enough to block big rain droplets from coming in, but large enough to let the tiny vapor molecules from your sweat get out. It's the absolute key to staying comfortable during a humid monsoon.
All right. We've tackled the weather. Now let's get into how textile science is making our day-to-day lives a little bit easier, with finishes that are designed to keep our clothes fresh, clean, and way more low maintenance.
These two, they're an absolute dream team for anyone who hates doing laundry. Think about your gym clothes. That antimicrobial finish is actively fighting the bacteria that cause odor, so things stay fresher for longer. And then you've got stain resistance, which means that accidental coffee spill just beads up and rolls right off your shirt. Together, it means you're washing your clothes less, which saves water, saves energy, and helps your favorite stuff look new for a way longer. It's all about making life simpler.
Now we're getting into some really specialized stuff. These are finishes that aren't just about comfort or convenience. No, these are about protection and about achieving peak performance in some very specific situations.
This one is so important for life in India. Imagine you're out watching a cricket match the entire day. A normal t-shirt gives you a little protection, sure, but a shirt with a UV protective finish? That's like wearing a shield. It's actively blocking or absorbing those harmful UV rays before they can even get to your skin. It's a whole extra layer of defense against the sun.
And here we're talking about finishes that can be literal lifesavers.
Flame-retardant fabrics don't just stop something from burning. They're actually designed to slow down the spread of a fire, buying crucial seconds for someone in a really high-risk job. And on the other hand, you've got anti-static finishes. These are absolutely vital in places like electronics manufacturing, where one tiny spark could destroy thousands of rupees worth of sensitive parts.
Of course, performance isn't just about protection. It's also about being able to move freely. With the massive boom in fitness and activewear, these stretch and recovery finishes are absolutely essential. They make sure your clothes move with you, giving you all that flexibility without getting all baggy and losing their shape over time. You know, this quote from the source material just sums it all up perfectly. What we've been talking about, it isn't just cloth anymore. It's about turning a simple fabric into a smart, responsive material that actively works for you, adapting to your environment and whatever you need it to do.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating thought to chew on. The next time you open your closet, don't just see clothes. See a collection of tiny technological solutions. From keeping you dry in a downpour to protecting you from the sun, your clothes are already doing so much work for you. And it just makes you wonder, what problems are our clothes going to solve next?